Hello, it's another beautiful morning, and I wanted to make a video in regards to hypersensitivity and hyper awareness and being empathic. I think you can relate to being overwhelmed and overstimulated by a lot of things. And I'm not just talking about physical things, it could also be, just sensitivity to energy, sensitivity to things that aren't necessarily noticed or said, if that even makes sense. Growing up, I thought this was an absolute curse. Partly because I didn't know what was going on, and partly because it was hard to find people who could understand or relate to my hypersensitivity and my hyper awareness. As I get older, though, and I spend a lot of time just kind of like reflecting on why am I this way? Why am I wired this way? Why am I so hypersensitive and hyper aware? Um, and as I've moved through this and come to understand it from, I guess, a higher level or degree of consciousness, it's actually in the larger schematic of things, it's actually proved to be quite the blessing. And I've made videos kind of sort of on this topic before. Like, if you don't understand something, we have a tendency to be afraid of it. We have a tendency to push it away, block it, and dilute it, so that we can process it in a way that's, I guess, more, I don't know. It's sometimes like we're bombarded with things that we don't understand, and the fear can be paralyzing, and it can also like make you run. You know what I mean? Like, and cut it off and block it off. And I think that's why a lot of people block off their gifts, because you know a lot of people have these gifts that they don't want to tap into because they don't quite understand why it's there and what the use is, and nobody has explained it to them, and so their mind can't grasp like the purpose of it, and so we have a tendency to just block stuff off, right? But I think I've challenged myself, and I think I enjoy challenges in some strange, weird way, because I think with the challenge, you have the opportunity to rise above the current space in your life, right? But if you don't have any challenges, then you just kind of stay in place. And I've always been one to improve myself and, enhance myself, refine myself, and aspire towards, expansion. So, yeah, when I was younger, up until probably, Jesus, just probably recently, the past maybe year or so, I've seen my hypersensitivity and empathic abilities as a curse, because I was just overwhelmed and overloaded all the time, and receiving all this information and energy that I didn't know like anything about. But then I just kind of stuck with it, and I've gone through a lot of struggle to get to a place of peace, But I guess my whole point is hypersensitivity, hyper awareness is a gift. And if you were to change your perspective on it and understand why you are the way you are, then you can like deal with yourself more graciously, and you can navigate through life more graciously. And the reason why we are gifted with this, and I think about it, I thought about it, like, would it be better if I wasn't hyper aware or hypersensitive? Would I be happier? And the answer is no. Because if I lost my ability to empathize or sympathize or be hypersensitive or hyper aware, I'd basically be blind to a lot of things that are going on around me. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't, my capacity to understand what this is would be much less, you know? Whereas, you know, if I were to embrace my gifts, I can see things more clearly. You know, it wouldn't be um, blocked, and it wouldn't be diluted. It would, you know, and I think that's why a lot of people turn to a lot of the addictions that we do turn to, whether it be, you know, I mean, anything and everything, you name it, it's an addiction. To kind of move away from yourself. You know, anytime you participate in any type of addictive behavior or anything, it just kind of like takes you away from yourself. And um yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to see life or things as clearly as I can now, you know, and understanding that not everyone is wired similarly, and understanding and accepting the fact that not everyone processes life the way I do has been very comforting to me. You know, I mean, before it was a struggle. It's like, why doesn't anybody understand me? Why doesn't anyone see what I see? Is something wrong with me? Am I crazy? You know, that dialogue does play through your head. I mean, I feel like you go through that, but if you can get past that, then you start to see and realize, okay, this is why I am the way I am. And this is my contribution to life and the world, you know? And yeah, I'm not out there like celebrity status, but you know, this is my small little contribution that I have to give and offer to the world is, you know, my ability. Hey, rooster man. It's like chickens everywhere. But yeah, you know what I mean? And I don't know. In the same regard, I feel like, you know, like, I don't quite know how to say this, but you know, you may not be a big mover and shaker in the world, but you're definitely an integral and important part. You have your part to play. You are, you know, a piece in the mechanism that makes all of this happen. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're not a mover or shaker. You're not like garnering all this attention and acclaim, but you are definitely as important as anyone else. And your gift is hypersensitivity, hyperawareness. And with this hypersensitivity and hyperawareness, you're given like the ability to have these amazing revelations and insights that can help you to alter reality on an energetic level. There's somebody walking their dog. Yeah, I'm hanging out in a parking lot. That's what I like to do, to hang out in parking lots. Anyhow, yeah, so, you know, we can see and feel a lot of things that most people are oblivious to. And yeah, you know, I struggled also with like seeing things and feeling things, not being able to communicate effectively these insights to other people because they just don't understand. And I struggled with that. But then I'm like, well, maybe it's not for them to understand. It's for me to understand so that I can make the shifts and changes that I need to do in order to, you know, become the change that I want to see in the world. And like I said in my one of my previous videos, it's all about changing your perspective, like shifting your perspective in a way that, you know, is, how do I say, in alignment with who you are. Because I think for most of our lives, we're fighting it. You know, we're like, why am I this way? Why doesn't anyone understand me? I hate this gift, you know. But in actuality, you know, if you tap into it and you embrace it and you change your perspective, you know, because you can see light, you can see dark, you can see an array of things in between the two opposing extremes, you know, and you choose like how you want to view things through your lens, you know. So for most of my life, I can honestly say I've seen it as a curse, but the more I move through this, I realize that it is indeed a blessing. And I don't know, I thought I'd make this video in order to maybe give you insight so you could shift your perspective to see like how blessed you are, you know? And yeah, that's what it is. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. I actually have a couple of topics I want to touch on, but I want to create different videos instead of trying to slam it all into one video. I feel like this is already 10 minutes long. I don't want to make a 30-minute long video, so let's end this and I will start a new one. Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Blessings to one and all. Amen.